This video focuses on another one of the more controversial informal powers of the president, and that's that of executive agreements. So this involves like foreign countries. We've already talked about that one of the formal powers of the president is that as chief diplomat, he has the ability to make like formal treaties with foreign countries. So like an agreement with a foreign country, but it's like a formal agreement, so it's called a treaty. This only goes into effect if two-thirds of the Senate agrees for it to go into effect. That's like Congress's check on the presidential power. But again, presidents have used, instead of treaties, what they call executive agreements. It's like an agreement with a foreign country, but it's not considered to be a formal treaty. So it doesn't need like approval from two-thirds of the Senate. It just goes into effect. So again, presidents might be more likely to use these if they know that the Senate's not willing to approve of their treaty, especially if the Senate is a majority of the opposite party. So again, Congress looks at this like pretty angrily because they look at it as like you're taking away again something from us that we should be doing, which is approving a treaty. And we're not getting to do that just because you're calling your dealings with a foreign country an executive agreement instead of a treaty. So a famous example of this is the Paris Climate Accords. This is like an environmental agreement that nations have with one another. The United States' participation in it has been fairly controversial. President Obama knew that he wasn't going to be able to get enough of the Senate to approve a formal treaty to enter it. So we entered this climate agreement through Obama's executive agreement. It didn't require any kind of formal approval from the Senate. Trump, when he became president, disagreed with the United States' participation in this climate agreement because he felt like many of our global economic competitors, like China, were not participating, and it was putting American businesses at a disadvantage. So he pulled us out through another executive agreement. And then when Biden came back in as a Democrat in the Oval Office, he entered us back into the international agreement. But again, he's referring to it as an executive agreement, not as a treaty, because for both Biden and Obama, there wasn't enough support in the Senate to get two-thirds to agree to enter it. So again, the Senate kind of gets upset because by calling it an executive agreement, you're taking their approval process away.